19-year-old Noah Presgrove was found dead on the side of a desolate highway in rural Oklahoma, curled up in a fetal position, naked, with injuries so bad that his skull was caved in and nearly split in two. Despite law enforcement initially believing he succumbed to a hit and run, the scene didn't quite add up since there was hardly any blood and a pair of white shorts were found folded neatly beside his lifeless body. The autopsy found that Noah's fingertips were shaved down right to the bone, as if he was being dragged or holding on for dear life. And as we look at his last moments before his death, the story starts to become even more mysterious and murky, and reeks of a cover up by not only his friends, but of law enforcement in general. This is the story of the mysterious death of Noah Presgrove. And I'm Joseph Morris. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and ring the bell. Noah was by all accounts a country boy and a ladies' man who was very handsome and stood at 6'2". He lived with his grandmother in Comanche, Oklahoma, a small town of 1,300 people 25 miles outside of Texas, known for its rolling prairie land and oil fields. Noah just graduated high school, where he was known to be very popular and played four sports, including wrestling and football. Noah had a bright future ahead of him, with plans to join the Marine Corps with his cousin. But that was all cut short on Labor Day weekend in 2023. His family was going to attend Rocklahoma, but instead, Noah opted to go to his friend's 22nd birthday party. It was a 4-day party where there would be lots of underage drinking. Noah texted his aunt he regretted not being able to attend Rocklahoma with his family. And little did his aunt know that would be the last text she would ever receive from him. Noah attended the 4-day Labor Day weekend party on Saturday and then went home that night to his grandmother. When he went back to the party the next day, he didn't take his car because it had an oil leak, so he left it parked at his home. And this is where the story starts to take a sudden, murkier turn, where no one can really agree on the facts. So most of what I'm going to tell you at this point are rumors and allegations. So one account said that Noah was driven directly to the party by his best friend, Jack Newton, while another account said that a friend picked up Noah and dropped him off at the truck stop where there was like a Sonic and he could grab some food, where he was picked up again by the girl who hosted the party and driven to the party. So I should add that the birthday girl hosting the party had a crush on Noah. But the weird thing is, the mom of that girl believed that Noah wanted her as well, which is a really strange thing for a mom to say about a 19-year-old. I mean, that night, there were a ton of videos taken at this party, and they showed the teens having a great, normal time. I mean, they were drinking, and they were also writing all over Noah's body in permanent marker, things like, quote, "Noah's hot," end quote, and he seemed to be enjoying himself. The videos also showed the teens playing the slap game, where apparently you slap each other for amusement. I don't know, it's a TikTok thing. So the slapping in these videos were actually consensual, but some of the arguments that night were anything but consensual. There were a total of 3 arguments that occurred at the party. The first one was when Noah's best friend, Jack, got jealous of Noah for talking to his girlfriend. Noah apparently had his back turned to Jack as he was talking to his girl, and that made Jack get upset and confront Noah over it. The best friends made up and they moved right along and enjoyed the party. Then a second fight occurred when Noah was accused by a partygoer of stealing their phone. The fight escalated to the point that Noah was fish hooked like that by the friend, and Noah bit his finger in retaliation. The phone was eventually found underneath another partygoer who was sleeping. Then, finally, Noah and the girl who hosted the party got into an argument of sorts where he started calling her a fat B word, among other rude names. And I'm not too sure why this happened, but I think he found out that she had a crush on him, and somehow that escalated into him telling her off. I'm not too sure how that worked. At the party, Noah apparently hopped onto an ATV, and what happened next also had different accounts. So someone claimed that Noah almost rolled over, but walked away with just a couple scrapes, while another said that he did, in fact, roll over on this ATV. Either way, he was checked out by a nurse at the party and they confirmed that he was fine. But fast forwarding a bit here, when Noah was found dead on the side of the desolate highway, the permanent marker on his body from the girls writing on him was completely gone. I mean, permanent marker is really hard to get rid of, especially if it is fresh. So, whoever did this to Noah like I had to scrub his body clean a permanent marker, which would take a very long time. So the teens at the party explained the disappearing marker act on Noah's skin by saying that they did, in fact, bathe him at the party and they bathed him after the ATV incident. So the kids said that Noah was covered in dirt and so they washed him. But one account says he was completely passed out when he was getting cleaned up, while another account said he was laughing and joking around about being cleaned. I mean, this is such a weird thing to lie about. Like, why are you lying or changing stories about how he was washed after an ATV accident? Afterwards, Noah was given his friend's shorts to wear, those white shorts that were found at the scene. Then Noah wanted to retire for the night at around 2 a.m. And one account said that Noah wanted to sleep in the host's bed, the girl that had a crush on him. While again, another account said that Noah wanted to sleep in the host's mother's bed. Either way, he was denied entry to the beds and told to sleep on the floor. This upset Noah and he left the party completely drunk in the middle of the night. And I want to add that this part of Oklahoma has very dark highways. I don't believe there's any sort of street lights in the area. Also, there's a long gravel road leading to this highway that he had to navigate down. And when he left the party, that was the last time that anyone has ever seen Noah alive, according to them. So around 3:41 a.m., a friend of Noah's posted a Snapchat that had her smirking along with the caption saying, quote, "Well, Noah's missing," end quote. And the family in a podcast described the Snapchat as being sort of sinister. Like it was sort of like a half smile sort of smirk, like something was behind her eyes, like she was kind of being evil. But, that's their interpretation. Around 5 a.m., a trucker found Noah's body lying on the side of the road, naked in a fetal position, only wearing mismatched shoes. The cops discovered white shorts folded neatly nearby. Noah had extensive injuries that were mainly on his upper body, including his head being caved in and his neck being broken as if he was like hung from a gallows. I mean, with that sort of force, there was a ton of broken vertebrae. He also had road rash on his hip, a gravel rash on his shoulder. His fingertips were shaved down to the bone. And strangely, a clump of hair with the skin still attached to it was found several feet up the road from his body. Yeah, and apparently his skull was also showing. His teeth were also all knocked out and scattered beside him. So at first, all the law enforcement thought it was a hit and run, but the autopsy revealed his cause of death was inconclusive and it was not a hit and run. I mean, just looking at the scene and knowing the facts of the case, it clearly was not a hit and run because there was very little blood found at the location except for around his injuries. So it's almost like his body was placed there because how else can you explain the lack of blood? Also, his shoes were still on and his shorts were somehow off, folded neatly nearby. So if his shorts flew off and his shoes were still on, that doesn't make any sense in terms of getting hit by a fast moving vehicle. Most of the injuries were to his upper body. And if it were a hit and run, I mean, there would be more extensive injuries to his lower half as well. A third party doctor interviewed by the Daily Mail believes that Noah was beaten by a group of people and he was dragged to the location and dumped there, which would make a lot of sense because the road leading to the house of the party was a mile-long gravel driveway that would be consistent with the gravel rash found on his shoulder. Also, his funeral was open casket, and there's a text from a friend that actually says that Noah looks like he was beaten up by a group of like 5 people. This isn't a hit and run injury. So when the police investigated, they pretty much botched it because they didn't search the house where the party occurred because they say the crime didn't occur there. But according to Noah's family, the house reeked of bleach afterwards. Rumor also says Jack's dad had Noah's teeth in his pocket, and Jack's dad said he picked them up when he was at the crime scene. Rumor says Noah's shirt was found at the party, and Jack's dad cut it up into pieces and gave it out to the party guests as a memento. It's also said that, again, Jack's dad seems to be at the center of all these crazy, strange happenings, told the party kids that the family of Noah are so angry at them and not to talk to the family. So it turns out none of these partygoers ever wished Noah's family their condolences for that reason. So it sounds like Jack's dad was trying to keep it all quiet. So before the cops could even interview the partygoers, all their social media and along with the videos were wiped clean. I mean, they deleted everything off their phone. The police were able to recover some of the Snapchat posts, including the birthday girl and her sister screaming at each other on the porch about Noah being missing. Jack's girlfriend had actually scrubbed her phone so clean that she deleted her boyfriend Jack's number. And here's the weird part, she also denied to police that she even knew Noah at all, despite there being an account that she was the reason Noah and Jack got into a fight that night. After some pressure, the authorities geofenced the party house, which means they were able to track who left the party that night by tracing the partygoers' phones. So it turns out 2 partygoers that night left the party and went to the location of Noah's body and then went back to the party. These 2 people are unnamed. So when they were asked by a private investigator hired by Noah's family, they said they went to go looking for Noah on the ATV, but didn't see him, which doesn't make a lot of sense because if they were at the location of Noah's body, they would have seen his body. So later on in the investigation, the Texas Rangers got involved because apparently someone or multiple people from the party were from Texas, though we don't know who. The family are left with a bunch of rumors about what happened, including golf clubs being missing from a truck, implying that Noah was beaten up by golf clubs, which would actually kind of explain his injuries, but that never went anywhere. The Oklahoma State Highway Patrol are also on the lookout for a black truck, but no one knows why they would be looking for that truck. I mean, people are speculating that maybe he was dumped using that vehicle. The family said on a podcast that a lot is happening behind the scenes, so hopefully for them, answers will come soon. What do you guys think? I'm hoping to bring some more awareness and attention to this case because we all know that when the public speaks about something, it starts to put more pressure on not only the law enforcement, but the partygoers as well. And I truly believe that someone at that party must know more than what they're leading on. I mean, the phones being wiped clean just speaks of someone's guilty and someone's trying to hide something. So please sound off in the comments below. I look forward to reading all your comments. And don't forget to subscribe if you enjoyed this video by hitting my face here. And let's roll the outro. Bye, guys.